Right, we're on to Google Workspace. So to get to Google Workspace, this is where you control your Google admin. You want to basically go to workspace.google.com or admin.google.com. It's not rocket science, so let me take you in here now and we'll go through the process of setting up a new account. Now, the good thing about it, they give you 2 weeks to try to see whether it's the ideal fit for you. So take advantage of the free trial. It's asking you for a business name. Now, I'm actually setting up one for a client at the moment, and their business name is actually called German Shepherd Rescue, GSG Rescue. Now, don't use all caps like me unless you know what you're doing. And it's just for you, and they're in New Zealand, so we're going to go through the process of setting that up. So the first name is for my client I'm doing this for at the moment. It's Denise, and we're doing Sharp, and also we've already set up our email account, a forwarding email address as per my previous videos, so that we can have it all branded under that domain name rather than having a free Gmail account. That'll make it easier. Does your business have a domain name? And we can say yes, it does. And it's asking you for that domain name. So now you put in your domain name, and we're going quite happily along with this. Email sent will not affect until the email account is set up. So that's use this account to set up your account. Yes, we do want to use that account. Could we have set up a forwarding email address? Simple. Would you like to get some spam? No thanks. Educate your users? No thanks. And this is the primary email address we're going to be using. So I've set up that forwarding email address, which is the trick to it all, and it's telling us that you can't access it, and I'm just going to pause the video and see what the hell's going on. All right, figured out what that was all about. I didn't read it properly. It wants an email address that isn't associated to the master email account. So hopefully you've got 2 email accounts, if not user friends. But in this particular case, we actually had the old Gmail account that we can still use, and we'll set up a redirect rule on that once we've finished this exercise. Okay, it wants to know a username and login to connect to this account. So once again, I want to keep it simple for my customer that I'm setting this up for. We're going to use info, I think. I don't think it will let us use that. Info. This is not going the way I want it to. 1 minute, please, caller. We're pausing the video again. All right, sorry about that, guys. Okay, so I've decided that we're going to have to set up a name, Denise, at her domain name. Got the password set up there. I have to prove I'm not a robot. I'm not a robot. Sorry, that's not funny, is it? You're in a hurry. Let's see what we've got now. And voila, we have set up a Google Workspace account. Now, the thing I'm not happy about is I don't want to tell my client that she has to use her name to log in. I want it to be info. So I will switch that around once I have the account set up so it doesn't confuse her. And I'd recommend you doing the same, because it's just so much easier to be able to use your actual main master email address as your login. So here we go. Every time I say Google, my Google device starts asking me questions. And error. So there you go. Even I've got an error after all that set up. What the hell is going on, you must think. So I'm just going to go figure that out. But that is basically the first step of setting up your Google account. And obviously there's a 500 error there, which I just, every time I set these accounts up, there's always something I have to juggle around with. So I'm just going to put this on pause and see whether you need to know about this or not. Alrighty, that's probably going to be one of the messiest videos that I actually do. But for some reason, I got that 500 error. So what I did is I opened up another web browser window, and I did it in incognito mode, which means it doesn't track any of my caching. So I don't know what it was. And then I have now got to the stage where I have logged back into that account, and it's asked me to accept the terms and conditions. So I'm going to take you through this process, and you will probably find that you also have issues and you're not going crazy. It's just the way it works sometimes with Google. So let's accept the terms and conditions. And now hopefully I should have the beginnings of my Google Workspace account setup, or Google admin, and this looks a lot better. So now that I've got that set up, I can now start adding paid services into Google. So I don't think we need to know all this. We're glad you're here. But as I said previously, it's going to run through different ways of setting up my domain name. But the basic account is actually set up. So let's leave it there and we'll go on to the next video.